to a very impromptu stream that just took place and also a YouTube video. So yesterday I did a 5-hour magnum opus on all of the cards for Kung Fu Panda Battle of Destiny. It was like a 3-hour ordeal, 2 hours of editing. It was like this amazing experience going through all the cards. And in doing so, I actually got out of my own shell on the game, because a majority of my decks, as I went through that tutorial, were like the same 12 to 15 cards. Like, you know, Gold Tooth, Bunny Bowman, that'll never change. But they're just the same cards. So when I was going through the monkey deck, which the monkey deck has always vexed me, because if you watched the stream, and I hope you did, you saw that I was very anti-equipment. I've always been that kind of, let me put it on the right channel, thanks Tony. I've always been this kind of anti-equipment guy. So I can change that later. So lower down, please. Sorry, we had a little error there. Sorry about that. I've always been an anti-equipment guy, and I've always made the joke that's like having a fire extinguisher in Antarctica, and there's no good equipment decks. So then, as I'm inspired yesterday by my stream on building cards, I was like, I'm going to try to make a monkey anti-equipment, pro-equipment deck. And I wasn't going to stream today, and I'm bothering my family because they're like saying, stop streaming, you crazy guy. But it just hit me. Like, it hit me like a thunderbolt. I started tweaking it, and I made this amazing monkey deck, which is an equipment-themed, anti-equipment monkey deck. And here's how it's built. So, and I have not lost with it. I have played 8 games and not lost any games, and the synergy's off the charts. So here it is. Monkey C. 2 penny pinchers. And that lowers the cost of drawing from your armory by 1. So it's a battery for drawing equipment into your hand. Strong legs, an anti-equipment tech. Great for late game. I don't only play it early game. 1 costs 3/3 for late game that you can add an equipment to because it has such a low cost. Badgering Badger. I have one of these in. This one is just a card that's just neat, that takes away an opponent's equipment. If you're playing a high-level opponent, you could get a great card from it, so I had to have one in there. Bunch of Bananas, which I might switch out for Badgering Badger. It's kind of hit or miss. It's a heal. Of course, the Bunny Bowman. I mean, I've got to have that. Heroic Hatchling is anti-equipment. Cottontail has equipment. If I get up. Cottontail has equipment. There we go. Croc Burglar steals equipment, anti-equipment. Cold Tooth is a good solid card for just all purposes. And this card has been amazing for me. Because I'm running a lot of equipments, I have an anti-equipment card. Choose an equipped warrior and deal its strength as damage to a random enemy warrior. This card has been money for me. I have been able to clear out so many minions. As a matter of fact, one of my favorite plays is, I'll show you later on, hopefully we get to see it in the game, is I play Master Flying Rhino and then use his equipment to bash someone over the head for 7 and then hit with Master Flying Rhino. It's brilliant. Tail Lash, you have to have that anti-Tigress tech in there. Treasure Raider. Basically, I look at this as a 3-cost, 4-damage fireball that gets me a card from the armory, kind of like the earlier given. Axe Grinder, a card that comes with equipment. A bomb against Tigress. A card that when it is in play and you equip it, it can't lose its equipment, which is always good. Cut Purse. Because I have a lot of low-cost minions, this becomes one of the finishers of the deck because it gets +1/+1 for every friendly warrior in play. Master Flying Rhino brings his own equipment. One Arm Bandit brings his own equipment. Steelsmith busts up all my equipment cards. The Tactician brings equipment for everybody. And Commander Vashir, I have him just because he's awesome. I mean, he's the only card that technically doesn't fit in the theme of the deck, but he's just so good that I'm like, yes, you're in this deck, buddy. So this deck is amazing. So let me play a game or two and show y'all this unbelievable synergy of this deck. And I apologize for Themapalooza, but this is actually Themapalooza because it goes with the monkey deck. So here we go. I'm going to compete, and my fiance Katie is also just like amazed because she's of the impression, like I've been one of the proponents, you can't build a good monkey deck, let alone an equipment deck. So here I am. It's anti-equipment.
Yeah. Anti-equipment.
So here I built an equipment, anti-equipment monkey deck, and it's really good. like really, really good. So here we go. We're going to play hopefully a legend player or a champion player. We're not. We're playing a Shen, but okay. So Shen is one of the strongest decks. You'll at least get to see, and level 25 does not mean this person's not good. It just means they haven't played a lot with this particular account. Could be an alternate account. So in this hand, the Croc Burglar seems like it'd be an early game card at 3 costs. It's really not. It's more of a late game card. So I can drop that. I can drop the Axe Grinder. Well, I'll keep the Axe Grinder because I have a coin, so I can maybe get her out earlier. And I'm definitely going to keep the Badgering Badger. And the Fan Addict is always good to have. I mean, it's just an amazing deck with cards, except for Cold Tooth and Fan Addict and the Bunny Bowman, which is part of my soul. I would never get rid of Bunny Bowman. It's all new cards. I'm just so excited about this. I hope that you see this. And this came when I did the... it's a lot of ambiance noise. I don't know if y'all hear it or not, but forgive me. I'm kind of interrupting my family's day here. This was kind of a thing where I inspired myself off of my videos yesterday, and I really hope I've touched some people with my videos, especially to look at the cards. I talk about synergies, and I got an idea from watching my own videos. So I'm hoping that if y'all could share some experiences you have. I know a few fans have talked about they've gotten ideas from my decks, and it means the world to me. So I'm hoping that me playing a deck that I inspired from my videos, hopefully maybe you can share some of yours. And if you have videos you want to share, I'll be glad to post them on my channel. Let's make this a community. Sorry, I'm just really excited. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and clear out that Tail Biter. I see that card and I think of my fiance every time because she loves that card. And for the life of me, I don't understand why. And we almost get into arguments about it.
It's so great!
You heard that. You heard that. It's not great.
I don't understand.
No.
The guard. It's the first turn. It's guard. It's perfect.
You see what I'm doing here. This is what I'm dealing with. This card is garbage. No offense, Ludia.
It is not garbage.
No offense, Katie. It's garbage. So this gentleman just paid a bomb on an empty board. So we're looking at a newer player. So this may not. You're thinking to yourself, is this really a good test of the deck? And you'd be right. It really isn't. But we're going to go ahead and show you what the deck can do anyway. Now, this card is not going to yield a great result because I'm going against a newer player, granted, but I just wanted to play it anyway. And I'll put him in guard, really for no real reason. But hopefully you will see the synergy. And I want to shout out again to my son. He's watching the stream tonight, and I want to say thank you, Tony, for this beautiful art that's now being proudly displayed on all my Twitch streams. I don't know if you see that on the bottom right of the stream. He's impressed. Just excited. I hope y'all are just. Oh, this deck, I think, may start a new meta. And I know Ludi is probably thinking to themselves, yeah, we knew this was good. Like, we saw this in the monkey deck. And all I can say is I'm sorry. I have caught lightning in a bottle here, and it is great. And now, we'll use to get a card from the armory. We're going to go ahead and clear that out. And we're going to go ahead and use his card here to protect our 4-2. Just to save it on board in case he brings out Shen's Cannon or a big creature. Technically, it's weak against the cannonball, but he already used it against an empty board, so I'm not going to hold off my attack here. But what I did was I have a lot of equipment. I'm starting to get equipment. Well, I haven't got any equipment in my hand, but I will eventually. And with lower cost minions like Penny Pincher, and that's why I saved the 4-2 right there, actually. Grumpy Goose, this guy plows through Grumpy Goose. Like, blank through a goose. I'm going to let you fill in that own metaphor. I don't want to go and there's kids watching. I don't want to poison young minds and whatnot, what have you. So I'm playing the Axe Grinder. It gives me an equipment in play. Love that card. Use my 4-2 to go ahead and clear out this Grumpy Goose. The reason being is I'm going against a Shen, and I know that even new Shen players know that Shen's Cannon is ridiculously strong, so I don't want them to give it a guard. I don't want to have to go through 7 and then 5 or 6 to get rid of the Shen's Cannon. So I have a tremendously powerful board advantage with Monkey, and I have tremendously powerful cards in my hand. And so I think, here we go. Now he played as a solid card for Shen, and he played equipment, which is what we want in this monkey theft deck. because I should have an alligator or croc coming up soon, and I'll take his equipment and use it against him in the most beautiful of ways. My other monkey deck, if you watch the videos, every game was like down to the wire. I had to pull just these amazing plays. It was craziness, and it was just wasn't great. It was good, but it wasn't great. This deck is great. So here we go. I am going to gamble here and draw a card from the armory, try to get more equipment. And I am going to use one of my pigs to go to his face, just in respect for Shen and the 1/1 fire emblems. I want to go ahead and try to get damage through just in case he tries to poison me. And you see now, look at my hand. Look at the size of my hand. Every game I've played, I've had this tremendous hand full of equipment all the time. And so late game, I have options. I honestly think this is the best deck I've ever created in Kung Fu Panda Battle of Destiny. And I've created a lot of decks that I'm proud of. But this one has a lot of punch. So here we go. I mean, there's certain damage, as you know, by playing the game you can't stop. I mean, the game is meant to be fast-paced and aggressive, so you're going to take damage. It's not like the Mantis deck. I take it back. The Mantis deck is the best deck I've ever created, but this is probably second. So here we go. It's a 5/4. I can take care of him in a myriad of ways. I can just run this elephant into him. I could do that. I am going to play this. I'm just going to go ahead and take him out just to show this deck a little bit. Normally I'd probably do it a couple different plays, but let me just try to see what I can get equipment-wise. I'm going to, let's see, play this. Go ahead, attack. Hold off in defense, and end our turn. The thought process being we have a couple good equipment cards in our hand, and we have a minion here that we can attach it to that is unequipped. And we have Steelsmith still in our hand that we know is coming. So we have combos to play later on. And so that will not be a threat to us. And if he plays an equipment, which a lot of late game champion decks will play equipment like Mantis, and this deck would give it nightmares with the theft and the stealing and so on and so forth. He did that play, which was different, but you know, you respect a little different play. There's the Fire Emblem. Probably would have been good to Fire Emblem before attacking with his face. But, you know, we all have different strategies. And there goes the Bunny Bowman clearing out a 4/1 minion. Once again coming to save the day, as only the Bunny Bowman can. I know people get tired of that, but it's just so good. And we're just going to end the game here. We'll play another one. That didn't really show off a lot of the tech of the deck. So we'll keep on going with it. Play another one and hopefully get a champion level competition. Yeah. That doesn't really show you too much. I mean, I probably could have beaten him with my other monkey deck, and we didn't see anything there that was like, oh wow, this is amazing. There's just so much synergy with Battery from the Armory, that 4/2 pig, the Gibbon, getting cards, attaching them later game with strong legs later on. It's really good. Please try it out for yourself. Take that deck list that I put out in the beginning, make it yourself, and see how much success you have with it. I think you'll be very impressed, and you'll be a monkey champion too. Here we go, another game. Let's hope we get a champion here. And we do. So here we go. So we get a champion Poe player. Now this would be a very tough matchup ordinarily for monkey decks, and it might be for me as well, because Poe is very strong with a lot of big health gains. So we're going to go ahead and keep those two cards, draw a card early, and a Cottontail Cook, and a Heroic Hatchling, good early board game presence. And I want to play him second usually, because I want to play him and then draw a card at the same time. I'm hoping that this Poe player does not go ahead and take out my card, but he probably will, seeing as it looks like it's a threat, and he's looking over like, what is this card? So he took it out, which is not what we wanted to see, but there we go. And because we're playing a Poe, we want to put some board presence out there. That really stinks. Legend Poe. So we're gonna play this card out. We're gonna attack. And that card, that 2/6 Crocodile, is good for early game, like right now, and it's really good for late game to neutralize an equipped warrior before we steal the cards. So we'll see what he does here in response. Add a food card to his hand, a really good card. I'm going to assume he's going to play it in defense. But he could also attack and build a deck with it. So I'm excited. A Poe deck with a food motif early on. It goes in with the theme of Palooza build. Okay, he attacked. That was actually probably the best play. Go ahead and get some damage in. And got a little incident in the back. Alright. So we don't want Poe to get control of this board. There's the Bunny Bowman, always coming when you need him. We're still going to attack. So we're going to get some little creatures on the board. And you see that it also works very fast and very aggressively as well. My other monkey deck is kind of slow. This deck has good early game, good pressure, and also these cards can be used late game. So it's a very versatile deck in that way. Whenever this is a good card, I would have waited on that card till you had a board to build off of it. I'm waiting to see what he does here. See, he misread the card. He thought that meant he would heal. That's adding health, not healing. It's a big difference in that Poe deck. And basically what he did was make my bunny really strong because of this equipment. And the equipment that was on it was, whenever your opponent plays a scroll, Golden Spoon gains +1 strength. So he didn't really know, which you can't blame him. He didn't know. So attack the crocodile. Now what I need to get right here is, of course, my Bunny Bowman comes to the rescue, right? And I'm going to go ahead and feed myself a bunch of bananas, which allows me to... I missed my mistake there myself. Should have hit first and then fed the bananas. So that didn't go as planned. I should have hit first. I made a mistake. I didn't realize it would count for me. I wasn't thinking. So that was an unfortunate play on my part. So we're going to go ahead and kill it, obviously. And we're going to hold this back in defense. My play should have been clear, and then darn it. Made a huge mistake there with that, like he did on his. Mine was much bigger, though. Because I could have cleared him off, hit him with the bunny, and kept the bunny on board for another 2 damage and had a lot of board presence. That might have cost me. So he probably plays Way of the Monk on it, I would assume, if he has it in his hand, to build a big creature off that. And we are going to... A couple different ways we can do it, but we don't really want that card getting bigger. So we're just going to put this card out here to take that health down. And we don't want any kind of big minions on the board. This card is really good because we can put an equipment on it. I can't touch it on the screen. It's not letting me highlight it. This card is very good because it can't be unequipped. So I put a equipment on it, and if they knock it out, the equipment just transfers to another character. It's just really nice. Restore 5 health. He really wants that card to be on the board. And this is the benefit of 3 health. Because my Bunny Bowman, the Star of Stars, has 3 health, there we go, Poe. Okay, so you can do that. Poe can clear it out, and then he can kill it, which is fine. They're going to trade here. So it looks like he's built a big defensive food gathering health build Pogue, which is a good build. And now we wait. Okay, so here we go. We're going to draw from the armory, get an equipment. I love this card. We're going to go ahead and take one of his cards. Alright. We are going to take that minion down, because we don't want a big minion like that on the board. Just keep on clearing them down. And we have a pushback for him next turn. And if the pig stays on the board, this minion gives him +2 strength and a pretty nice 4/5 as well. So another equipment synergy with the deck. We got an equipment from the pig, or we're putting equipment on the pig with another card, keeping that synergy going. Tradable Horn's a very good card I have in my Poe deck as well. Very strong. We'll see what he does here. So what this will allow us to do is wait and see how he responds here. Perfect. We are going to play this on the pig. Equipment synergy, like we talked about. We are going to... We're going to get rid of that set 5/6. It's just too strong. With that pig, that allows us to draw armor, and the 4/5 stays on the board, which gives us board presence. And we're going to push attack. Look how well this monkey deck, which would be a very big mismatch for Poe normally, is really controlling the action. Clearing the board, using equipment, and I haven't even gotten to later game stuff yet. I really misplayed early. I should have played that penny pincher and got a card from the armory and started my draw. But here we go. So he has Master Tie. So that is a card that I actually meditate and leap. Your warriors have meditate and leap. I didn't like that card because I don't like my people having leap. Now that is a Poe card that probably gives either heals or gives his person some added benefit. Alright, I'm going to give, since I don't know for sure that Poe card is, I'm going to attack. Here we go. Gives a friendly warrior +2, so it makes him stronger, which is fine. Because we have some pretty big attacks coming through right here. So we're up right now 27-7. With equipment and an anti-equipment Poe deck. And all of his creatures have meditate, which slows him down. And he's so far behind. He has big creatures. Just big creatures. He's putting everything in defense, it looks like. Which is not a bad strategy. And he hit me. I don't know if that was the right move. I think he should have cleared out my minions because I have just a lot of offense on the board. I would have thought he would have tried to clear that out. Alright, so I am going to bring this into play. Draw a card from the armory. Next attack +1 strength. I am going to hit him. Tail whip. And going to go ahead and knock him out and win the game in a pretty convincing 23-0 beatdown of a Poe champion. That's the power of this monkey deck. It is so strong. My other monkey deck would not have beaten a Poe champion, and I had a lot of offense. This monkey deck is phenomenal. It is strong. I think it is genre defining for equipment decks. Let me know what you think. I hope you enjoyed this video and stream. If you have any questions, any comments, please leave me a comment. I always want to learn. Any kind of comments would be helpful. Thank you very much. Shifu of the cards. Keep on playing.